need your seed.
Why?
We'll just sleep with it.
And as you fall, Enwin is still on his feet. The rest of you fall and break all of the tables inside of the Cheshire Club. To which Bo goes, "Come on!"
Best day ever!
Group, though. He would work with the group because he likes Cass, and that would just be really, really awkward on the battlefield.
What?
I don't think that's an awkward. Perfect person to protect Cass. I
Wait,
like
what?
it. Let's go.
I'm still
I
here.
don't need protection.
I'm still here.
I know you are, sweetie.
Chris,
It's okay.
shh. The adults are talking. Shh.
Oh,
1
alright.
second, buddy.
I like it. I'm gonna what do you
Chris
think
likes
of that?
Cass?
I like Ibs was a little pretentious.
Abs was
And
my
for
favorite.
me.
I like Bob.
Thanks, Perry.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Are you gonna leave?
Yeah, the crew needs me.
You go, and I'm gonna stay right here.
Oh my god.
And he nods his head. And he nods his head and walks you over to the door. Just sort of opens the door.
Oh man.
There was mouth stuff poison? Oh yeah.
No smell stuff.
That came out wrong. Sorry.
Sorry. I couldn't not laugh.
Person has died, Ryan. A little decorum,
Death
please.
due to mouth stuff. Come on. Get over it.
I'll go home
Smack
now.
him across the face. I'm like, wake up.
All right, you smack Ryan across the face. We're set up in these stands or floating above the water. Have never seen a ship cross the finish line, but first. And they all watch as the first thing they see is Monkey C. Written along the side of the ship, crossing and backwards. And you have crossed the finish line. Congratulations, crew. You have won the first high lock race for the briefest of seconds. Let them be. Let them love and hurt and change and tell stories and die fighting and pouring drinks and doing the right thing even though it hurts. Just let them be. We can give them that. What's going on, Indigo Chameleon audience? It's me, your good buddy Scribe, here to remind you of the fun ways that you can interact here on Indigo Chameleon, even when we're not streaming. One, we've got an amazing Discord. Come and hang out with us. We would love to have you there. You can find some inspiration if you need it. There's memes. There's even like fun ways for you to be like the first one to know when we're looking for players for a remote one-shot or a one-shot located here at Indigo Chameleon Studios. So please come and hang out with us on the Discord. We would love to have you. We also have a merch store. Yeah, it's a chance for you, the dear viewer, to help us represent the brand a little bit. There's t-shirts, there's mugs, there's prints, there's shower curtains. So I hear one day you will be mine, shower curtain. So yeah, thank you so much for all your support. And as always, there's always a spot here at the table for you. You are the 7th player at this spot. You can use stream points by clicking that little karma right at the bottom of your screen, right where the chat is, one of those sides. You can do that and earn stream points. Every time you tune in, you help us raid, you spread the word, donate bits. That, well, I don't know about spreading the word, it'd be hard to track that, but all of those other things will help you earn stream points that you can use to help your players when they need it the most. Thank you all so much for all your support. Indigo Connect, and hey.
Sit back, dear friends, and hear the tale, when fairies flew and ships did sail. You know the stories often told, of Peter Pan, both brave and bold, of Tinker Bell, clever and smart, of evil men born black of heart, adventure and treasure buried in sand, time held its breath in Neverland. But darkness fell on the island fair. A sickness rose of no compare. Each creature and plant fell one by one. No respite found for anyone. So the island died, its people scattered. Those left behind, broken and battered. Years went by, no end in sight. Then through the darkness came new light. The island breathes and life returns. Within our heroes a fire burns. The drive to find those who are lost. To build a home at any cost. Join pixies, skeletons, a mermaid or two. Healers, never boys, and lost boys too. They're here each week, new stories told. So pull up a chair and never grow old.
Oh, hello there. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is Friday night. It is time to play some D&D! With the cast of Never, thank you so much for tuning in, and for everybody. Not only is it a special night of D&D, but it is also Clementine's birthday. Yay! Thank you for all of your support, Clem, for the baby. Yeah, as those announcements, that really handsome guy doing the announcement video said, we have a Discord, you can hang out there. We got a merch store, you can buy stuff from the merch store, like the cool mug that Indigo's drinking from, and the cool shirt that Calcium is wearing, and the cool shirt that Hillary's wearing. Oh my god, you guys. So thank you guys so much. Upcoming schedule for this week. There's a lot of craziness up in the air and up in the world right now, but if there are 3 things that you can count on this world, it's
your fingers,
it's
your toes,
your toes, and Indigo Chameleon.
Yes.
Oh my god, we gotta steal that. Somebody clip that. Fingers, toes, and Indigo Chameleon. So the shows will continue to go on, and I have it on good authority that next week I'm going to try to get a couple of one-shots in there. I know that there's a lot of employees for some of the parks around the area that are
we have so much free time.
So
much free time coming up.
So might as well use it to our benefit and create worlds and destroy them. So
I'm on it.
so tune in. It's going to be a lot of fun. Clem says that's the next shirt. You can count on your fingers, your toes.
There are 2 kinds of people. People that can count and people that can't.
You're the first person. Congratulations.
Tonight is Neverland. On Tuesday night, we go back to Wonderland as we are 9 or 10 episodes away from closing the gates of Wonderland for a little bit of time. The group recently had some issues with the Summer Eladrin and had a pretty difficult battle where Thoe was knocked unconscious 3 times, I believe.
See that?
With no Farrakhan in sight.
And has no idea why they were suddenly attacked by Summer, and neither does anyone in her party.
Yep, so that's on Tuesday nights. Thursday, we go back to the Lost Isle. This week's Lost Isle got cut short a little bit, so I'm hoping to make up for it next week. At a certain time of the evening, I started receiving messages being like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Do you need money?" And I was like, "We're gonna end the episode a little early," as I have an emotional breakdown on camera. Like, if you look here, you can see where Ralph's heart breaks in two. Like, same with Billy. So we're gonna make up for that. Hey, Wolfgren, Aquaboo's Bender. Hey, you guys. Tana, good evening, Wolfgren. Yeah, everybody. Those guys are the worst. And then we cycle back around to Neverland with some one-shots coming down the pipeline. We've got a few friends that are looking to get into the D&D scene that work for the Mouse and the other place. So,
the giant,
big old planet.
I didn't want to say the Pecker.
But now you have, so.
The Mouse and the Pecker. So, tale as old as time.
Spadeballs.
The Mouse and the Pecker.
Pixar.
Say psych right now.
All of that being said.
Tortoise and the Hare, Fox and the Grapes, the Mouse and the Pecker. All of my favorite Aesop's fables.
Thank you for saying the joke.
No, I just think it's funny.
It's a theme park universe.
I love you.
Once upon a time. In Neverland. The group, having found themselves being swept away in a whirlwind adventure aboard a floating ship, found themselves arriving at their destination, the Armory of the Gods. The Armory of the Gods held some surprises in store as the group found themselves navigating a set of traps, flanked by a very somewhat observant but less enthusiastic Edwin Reynolds. Who is in the room with you guys, but has just not participated in the first trial, nor has bet any money during the second, which has manifested itself as the...
We really forgot about that guy.
He's here.
I did not.
Why are there 7 keys?
However, the group is trying to locate what they believe to be 7 keys to unlock a giant metal door that is composing the floor in the main circular room that they set forth into. I encourage you to watch the last episode. You can find it on YouTube. You can and subscribe. It helps us out too. Once we get 100 subscribers on YouTube, I think we level up and we become a higher level Pokemon. But you can also watch it on Twitch. Yeah, we encourage you to watch. So, Mega Grandson. And thank you everybody who hung out backstage with us tonight. We had a good time. We listened to Beetlejuice the musical. We listened to Dear Evan Hansen, and we just kind of hung out. It was.
So you missed everything.
Oh man!
That's what happened.
Stupid work.
But
Stupid Judy, stupid
that was
energy.
the last episode. We're gonna pick up. Right where we left off. Which is playing a game of Dead Man's Hand. Now, for the audience's sake, I know it's been a week since you guys have been gone. 2 weeks
We were in space
since some of you have been gone, but we had Feelings and Lasers last week. So,
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But 2 weeks of memories.
2 weeks of
to
memories.
interfere
To
with
interfere.
the...
So, Eris has gotten up from the table. She's sort of pushed what remaining chits that she has toward her good friend Clip. So let's do a refresher around the table and talk about how much is before you before we get into the game of Dead Man's Hand. You'll notice that there are cards on the table. You don't draw them yet, and we'll go over some of the rules for this game of Dead Man's Hand, okay? So, Dead Man's Hand. Actually, no. Let's do the chits first. Des, how many are in front of you?
100 chits of my past years.
Okay. Of your past years. You're not wagering the future, you're wagering your past.
Yes.
Okay. Slowpoke.
I initially wagered 2. He made one disappear, so there's 1. But I'm putting down 1 more. So I'm back to 2.
Back to 2. Slowpoke with 2 chits. Now, Thistle, settle a debate. Tell us now, definitively, how many chits you formally ask for.
When I said, what would you do if I said a big number, like 500 years,
Right.
I knew it might bite me in the butt, and I might be wagering 500. So, knowing that, I will commit to what I said.
You'll commit to the bit.
Whether I will commit to
You'll
the
say
bit.
yes to the dress.
I will say yes to the dress.
Commit to the chit.
It's a big number, like 500 years.
Write that down.
DM inspiration.
Oh,
Oh, look at that!
That's 2 DM inspirations. Woohoo.
Oh, they don't stack. You gotta use them the day off.
Oh, dude.
You gotta use those DM inspirations. All right, 500 Thistle.
Big bad ideas. for 500.
Eris is up from the table.
Right. I don't remember how many I wagered originally, but I gave all of mine to Clip, which gives her a total of 29.
So Clip has 29.
I have 59. I have 29 from...
Yeah, 29 from me.
And then 59 total.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
29 from Eris. And Cal.
Hi friends, I had 1, and then I got cut in half, so I have half now.
You have a
I
half.
have change. I have 50 cents.
All right.
I have 50 cents. Oh
I can get like a life gumball.
All right. With that, we are going to play the game Dead Man's Hand. Dead Man's Hand will require an ante of sorts as you play the game. Dead Man's Hands is such that the game is played with you. Oh wow! Did you catch that? That was
I
great.
did.
Thank you. seems way legit. The game Dead Man's Hand is such that you propose a hand when you play. It's almost like I equate it to the game that the kid plays in the movie Big Daddy with Adam Sandler, where you basically are establishing the rules for the game as you go. However, the rules stand and begin to carry on. Now, Dead Man's Hand can last a long time because the dead have a lot of time on their hands. This game will not be as such. Because I think it's fun for us to play this game of Dead Man's Hand and to bet and things of that sort, but it will escalate quickly, as you will see during the game. You will each draw 5 cards into your hand. We will treat this almost like a 5-card draw, where you are able to put cards back if you wish, or hold on to cards. There is an ante stage where you put 1 coin up to ante in, or half a coin if that's all you have. And then, unlike poker, as long as you stay in the game, whoever wins the hand, wins the hand.
Oh, meaning everyone else loses that many years, so only one of us is going to walk away from this?
How did...
Okay, got it.
The
Good to
winner
know.
has the choice to disperse back if a player wins.
Ah, got it. Okay, that's good to know.
If Thistle grabs all of the chits and wants to pass them out as such, she is welcome to do that.
Cool.
However,
All
if Death wins, those are his.
Got
they
it.
belong to him.
Okay.
Okay? Now, you have the ability to cheat in this game. Okay? Should you decide that you would like to cheat, you would make a sleight of hand check, and you can redraw cards. Okay? Especially if it fits in with a rule, you can redraw like a 3rd time. Okay? However, this sleight of hand is contested by the perception check of anybody who would like to see if you're cheating or not. Does that make sense? So if you want to cheat, you let me know. You would make a sleight of hand check. You would redraw cards, but everybody makes a perception versus that sleight of hand check. Not knowing how perceptive your opponent is, if this is a 5 versus 1 scenario. Okay? Are there any other questions before we get started with tonight's game?
So, we're going to establish the rules as we go along. Are we allowed to write down what is established, or does it have to all be from memory?
You are able, I would imagine you as players are going to write down what is established and try to keep track of it, knowing that the more gonzo it gets, the more rules that are established, the quicker people are going to go out. Okay?
Cool.
I don't know, and it feels weird to me, I don't know if Slowpoke would be the individual to pull out a piece of paper. But if Garrison wants to do that, I can get behind that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just don't even know if Slowpoke would even be the one to remember. Okay?
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and start. Everybody antes in for 1. You will be dealt a hand of cards, and there will be a betting phase. Okay? Where in order to play, even if you've anteed in, you're not able to do it, there'll be a separate pot set aside. So everybody that wants to play, go ahead and bet 1. Let me know if you're playing this hand. Everybody's playing this hand, okay? Go ahead and draw 5 cards.
Okay. So if we fold, have we folded for the remainder of the game?
No, you're just folding that one.
Just for that hand.
Hand. Okay.
We're allowed to look at our cards.
Yeah, you're allowed to look at your cards. Now comes the betting stage. You look as the figure of death sort of surveys the room a little bit. He is, you don't see any eyes, like I said, in the featureless face. It's very akin to the Reaper that you guys saw trap. He very quickly glances at his cards and then spends the remainder of the time staring at all of you. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay. He spends a little bit of time studying all of you and looking at you as you look at your cards, and then pushes his hands like this to indicate who would like to bet. Since he dealt this hand and is going to continue to deal, Des, you are the first one that can bet on this particular hand.
I don't bet.
You don't bet?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Slowpoke?
No.
I bet one. Is that like
Sure.
one extra year? Is that how that goes?
Everybody that has one, in order to keep playing, you...
So I just need to keep track of how many I'm betting. Okay. So I bet one.
So Cal, you're out anyway.
Yeah.
Yep, you've got yours. And Slowpoke, if you want to keep playing, you got to bet your last one.
Okay.
Okay. Des, you gonna keep playing?
Yeah.
Okay. Des keeps playing. Clip.
Yeah, like.
Yep. Yep. All right. Pot is right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's an extra one from Cal. Okay. Anybody that wants to draw cards can draw cards.
Okay, so we can just
you can
draw.
dismiss cards.
Oh, we
and
can
draw.
get rid of cards and draw cards?
Yep.
Okay, so is it any number of cards?
This isn't counting. This isn't counting as cheating. This is
No,
open.
this is just a regular
All right,
draw.
then I'm gonna
phase.
put
Okay.
this
Cool.
one.
Draw.
Put it at the bottom.
Okay.
And then put
Yeah.
this. Take this one.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as you have 5 cards in your hand.
I'm gonna discard 2.
I'm okay with this. Stuff.
2.
I can make this work.
Okay. Oof,
Can I see that? You can make the rules that it works.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But you gotta make it make sense. You can't just.
Okay. Death draws no cards and holds the cards in his hand. And then looks to you, Des, after you've drawn your cards and indicates for you to state what you have.
Can I roll perception if Death is cheating?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, good call.
Do I say all 5 cards?
No, you just say if this was a game of poker. What did you get?
16.
Yeah, Death is not cheating, according to you.
Okay.
I have 2 in a row. An ace with a 2.
Okay.
For every card that is in subsequent order, you can choose one person to switch decks.
To switch hands with.
Yeah.
Okay. Subsequent order. Okay. Who would you like to switch hands with?
I would like to switch hands with Death.
Okay. Death hands you his cards, and you give him yours. He looks at his hand. Okay.
Yeah, I have 2 pair.
Okay.
And that's really good. How do I say it? Like, what do I?
This is
There
are no rule.
There are no rules.
You go like, man, right now the highest thing on the table is this.
Okay.
Or you go like, I've got 2 pair. Part of this is the order in which you say things.
Mhm.
So.
Because technically, the last person to go could choose to win the whole round.
Yeah.
However, all those rules then become established for the next hand.
2 pair, which means you can't be out.
You can't be out.
You can't be out with two pair.
Got it. Can't be out with 2 pair.
Good call. Good.
Okay.
I have 3 of a kind because jokers are wild,
Okay.
which is the highest hand yet.
Okay.
I have the Court Jester, which is Ace, King, Queen, Joker. Now, what that does is it makes one person, whoever has the hand, can select one person to show 2 of their cards, thus pointing them out. And it's, I would say, it is right under the 3 of a kind.
I want to cast See Invisibility in the room.
Okay, that's the second time you cast that today.
Once.
No,
Their
you
whole
cast
hand?
it. It's the same day that you came into the place and you cast See Invisibility to examine.
I didn't have it at all.
You sure?
Since I did a long rest.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You cast See Invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have just a pair, which is right under the 3 of kinds. So
King, Queen, Joker.
Okay.
Ace, King, Queen, Joker.
Which is, you have a pair?
Yeah, which is just under the 3 of a kind. So
Okay.
this was beating me.
Okay. Death looks at his hand and say, I only have 3 cards. So that is an automatic win. He slides a chit back over to you, since you cannot be out, and those were your last ones, and he automatically wins the hand.
You only
Take
have
it.
3 cards?
Yep.
Here, let's switch these back.
Okay. What? No.
No, because these are red.
Oh.
She took 2 of his cards because of the rule of the game that was
Oh, I thought you
invented.
took it.
Can I go first next time?
Yeah, but we're
This is
hands
gonna
are
say
going
that.
back in.
This will go. Can she go first this time?
Can I go first next time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. The deck is dealt. You see, he slides all of the chits closer to him. Give me a perception check with your See Invisibility.
Perception, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be 23.
Okay. With 23, you see as you kind of look around the room and you're kind of scoping stuff out, you take one quick glance to look below the table where Death manifested, and you see a shackle connecting from the ankle of Death to the table itself.
Okay.
Okay.
It's an oddie question. I'm just very confused how he got 3.
If you were paying attention, Des got the subsequent. She got Ace 2.
Uh-huh.
And because she had Ace 2, she was able to take 2 of Death's cards.
Oh, I thought
And-
it switched. I thought they switched their whole hand.
Yeah.
She did, but she already laid 2 cards down.
Yeah. She had already laid. So
Okay.
she took
Gotcha.
2 of his cards.
Got it.
Yeah. And so he only had 3 cards in his hand, and he was the only person at the seat to have 3 cards in his hand.
Got it. Perfect.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Okay, cool. Death looks around to see who's going to ante up, who's playing this round. Everybody puts 1 in.
I don't.
I can't.
You don't. Cal's out.
Oh.
Yep. I only had 1 hand.
Okay.
And I played conservatively.
So 1, 2, 3 with Death. Okay? You're in, yeah. I figured. Everybody draw 5 cards.
If he's out, I'm gonna let him know. Send message.
I'm not.
That the Grim is shackled to the table.
Okay. Slowpoke is also out if you would like to send that message.
I'm not out. I'm just not playing this round.
Yes, but you're not playing this round, and she's sending a message.
If-
to him
if-
because, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So you would like to go first this time?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not switching any cards. Is anybody else switching? Oh, we have to.
This is the betting stage.
This is the betting
so
stage.
He looks
Okay.
To you.
I bet 1.
Okay.
I bet 1. I bet 1.
He slides in 50.
I'll match it.
I match. I match, yeah.
50, 50, 50.
And these are all years, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Chits are years?
As for
Okay.
some of you they are, for some of you
Got it.
they're past
Okay.
years, for some of you they're future years.
Hmm.
Yep. Okay, so right now the pot is 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 200. So 204 in the pot. Okay. He looks to you. He does not trade out any of his cards.
I'm
once
not
again.
trading out any cards.
I am trading this one.
And he looks at you.
I have 1 or more red cards, which means that I can choose as a player to have my chits returned and step out of the game.
You have one or more red cards.
One or more red cards.
Okay. Okay.
Interesting.
He pushes your chits towards you. You are exiting the game.
As soon as she's exiting, I tell her the same thing.
Okay.
The haste chained.
Okay. The 500, the 50 chits are gone from the table. All of your chits are returned to you. They disappear from the playing field, and you have left the game. He looks over towards you.
I have 3 black cards and 2 red cards. One of the black cards is a jack, which is an automatic win.
3 black, 2 red.
But one of the blacks is a jack.
Wouldn't the jack go against your previous rule about having the royal party? No? Was
No.
that a joker or a jack?
That was a joker.
Joker. That was a joker.
3 black, 2 red. One is a jack.
One of the blacks is a jack.
One of the black is a jack. So you have automatically won.
Yes.
Okay. So you have in front of you 103 chits. He oh man.
Can you have 2 auto wins in a game?
In this game you can.
Okay. So what happens if the 2 auto wins come face to face?
I think it's a
There's a
push.
tiebreaker.
Okay.
Jokers are wild, which means that this is a blackjack, which means I also get an auto win.
Okay. Another 51, 52 chits are pushed in your direction. They manifest on the table from some sort of odd direction. 100, no, it's 103 to you. And then you get also another 103. He looks at his hand and looks up at the table and smiles and lays down his 4 black cards and 1 red card. The chain at the bottom of the table snaps, and his chits are absorbed within him. He gets up, and you see the black cloak falling back behind, and he gets up and walks out of the room.
Does he have the key?
He does have the key.
So I go after him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are our chits still on the table?
Your chits are all on the table. He has walked up out of the game, and your chits are on the table, but he's currently heading towards the door with the key. The black cloak is falling away to the side. He still has the spectral vision, but he is walking towards the front door. He has chosen to take the rule of, I have 4 black cards and 1 red card. I would like all of my chits returned to me, and I would like to exit the game. If you have at least 1 red card, you can leave at any time. You have your chits returned. So he just starts walking towards the front.
I leave. I
Okay.
have 1 red card. I have 2 red cards. I leave.
And I specified all my chits returned,
Yeah.
so that should include the antes.
All of his
My
chits.
card, I've already done my deal, so.
Yep. As you leave, your chits are returned. You have excess of years. So you are the only person still sitting at the table that was in this hand that has an excess of years. Everybody else's chits are returned to them and they get up from the table. So you're just sitting at the table. As he gets to the door and he looks down at your excess of years, higher than your bounty, he goes towards the door and he stops and he turns back. He turns around.
You're nowhere near me.
I'm standing there.
Still standing there.
Okay.
Comes over and he goes, "You started this game with years that you have left, and now you have more than you started. What do you plan to do with them?"
I give half of to Eris, the other half back to me.
Would you consider a bargain instead?
What type of bargain?
You were planning on losing. Everyone who gambles plans on losing. You're the only one still left in the game. What if I took 10?
Why?
Because I still have things that need to be done.
I'll give you 15 for the key.
20.
That's not how this works.
He looks at you and then looks towards the door.
15 years.
Persuasion check.
I'm not good at those!
Do I hear? Do we all hear this?
Yeah, I think it's out loud.
Oh, yeah. Persuasion.
This might be a good time to use one of your 2
Oh,
plus
it
5s,
definitely is.
or both of your 2 plus 5s.
Ooh, they stack?
With both plus 5s, that's a 17.
Do you have a -1 persuasion?
I have -2 to persuasion.
Oh.
It's a
that
charisma
charisma's
stat.
kicking in. That 8 to charisma.
I am not very charismatic.
I'll give my 20 for the key.
They're my chips.
You said you were giving me the half.
Eris.
You are out of the game.
You're not playing the game anymore.
He nods his head. He looks at you and he says 15.
15, give me the key.
He reaches inside of his robes that are already starting to come apart, and as he hands the key to you, he extends a hand outward.
15. I hold
Okay.
on to the key.
As the transaction happens, the key is passed, the 15 chits are stored in his hand, and each one that hits, a little bit of skin grows. By the time this thing finishes, you see an old man of about 63 or 65 years old. He's a little bit hunched, he's got wisp of white hair, but as these 15 chits enter into his hand, he looks at all of you and sort of smiles. He's got this big gap in his teeth, where you see the teeth have sort of rotted inside of his head a little bit. And his knees are bent at odd angles, but he's still standing upright, still wearing the black robes from before. And he nods his head at you and says, thank you. I have much work to do. And he turns around and like smells the air and like takes both of his hands and like puts them through his like little wisp, and you see clumps of the white hair already starting to come out a little bit as he looks about the space, and he goes, would anyone be willing to trade years for help in the other challenges?
What sort of help do you even provide?
Guidance.
You've been to the other rooms?
Absolutely.
Why do you want more lives?
I want insight.
Insight check.
Yeah.
Clip, you got a +5 from Brianna.
That would be, insight would be a 19 on him.
He's lying.
He's definitely
There's
lying.
no way that this dude has.
All right, I'll give you
Guys,
one of.
No. No.
But he can
We're fine.
I'm sorry, he didn't answer my question. Why do you want more lives? What business do you have?
I need not answer you. I'm not beholden to any man. My chains are broken. Answers cost. How badly do you want to know?
I don't.
I could take a guess. He was dead and now he's alive. That'd be a good reason to want stuff.
He like cocks his head to the side and you hear this like as his neck sort of cracks a little bit. Fare thee well then. Good luck in your challenges.
Thanks.
Definitely make sure you grab the ring from the vault. And he turns around and walks out the door.
Let's not grab the ring from the vault.
Let's not touch that.
Let's not do it.
There's a ring in the vault?
So
Don't
this will
do
be your
it.
third +5. Hold on to your +5.
Yeah.
Okay. When you get a +5 from Clem tonight, you have to say happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Okay, much better. You grab your.
That just for DM notes. That's 47 back to Eris and 47.
Okay.
The rest of it.
I give a half to Cal.
I don't need it. It's fine.
Yeah, you do.
No, it's
Yes,
fine.
you're taking.
I-
No, you know what? You're gonna take a full one.
I don't want it. Thank you. I appreciate it, but I didn't want it.
I lost one. I'll take one if we're just handing it
Yeah,
out.
I was gonna give Slowpoke one anyways.
Hooray!
I really
not-
wish you would accept my gift.
It's not that I'm not thankful for it, but I didn't earn it. I don't need it. Please let me do this.
I thought we were. I'm sorry.
What, are you
I
still
thought
here?
No, he walked out the
No
door.
one else hears this voice.
Oh, him. Oh.
Gifts from her are tainted anyway. Don't touch it.
We all jumped on
her
that.
dirty hands have been all over it.
Yeah.
So much for friendship, huh?
It's not that.
I don't know if I believe you anymore.
Look how easily she turns from you for not accepting a gift. I'm the only one that can help you.
You were a big help last hand, now weren't you?
It's so uncomfy when they're disagreeing about stuff.
Shut up!
What? Mom and dad are fighting.
Are they mom and dad?
They're not mom and dad. They're like weird uncle and
so bad.
girl one.
The door opens back into the space.
Trying to
Have your
kill me.
500
Things are
years.
different.
Your person tried to kill
It's
me.
very
too.
clever. Not at all how I thought was.
I was trying to give everyone an out. I think I was
You
figuring
gave
it was the
everybody-
highest
Everybody gets
odds
one.
that somebody would have a red.
You did.
Good.
Okay. You make your way outside of the door. Are we taking a short rest during this time while the sun is moving about the space? Are we...
Well, that sounds like the responsible thing to do.
So
I have no hit points lost.
Let's just.
I want to take a second and ask Edwin Reynolds why the heck he hasn't been pulling his weight.
Yeah, seriously, man.
I'm sorry. What?
Why haven't you been pulling your weight?
I see your hand a little.
What have you? You have not done anything.
I beg your pardon.
Seriously, she said some really like.
To be fair, he did
stuff
have
in
the
past,
boat.
Like, 10 minutes.
He had
the boat. He had the map. He had the wherewithal to get you all here.
What god are you claimed by?
Why are you talking in third person?
Because she started it with what has he done, and then I just kind of rolled with it. I am claimed by a god.
Persuasion.
It's neither here nor there.
Which
That's
one
a
is that?
Very personal question.
I
and
stand
don't-
up. I step up to him. Come on.
Okay.
Intimidation.
All right, hang on. We have to take turns in these.
we all want to roll.
She goes. Which one? Cal, you stand up. You also stand up and make a motion towards him. Okay. And he just starts backing up towards the wall, and he goes, so when you all were like, let's not turn on each other, that was, let's not turn on each other, not let's turn on me. I just want this established.
Everyone else has done everything.
Okay, he's intimidating me, and she is intimidating me, and you're over here questioning. Have I once asked who you all were claimed by?
You already know.
No.
Hermes.
I do not.
All of our gods showed up.
Well, not all.
Yours just was legs.
Yeah,
His didn't, hers didn't, hers didn't.
It's true, but
Do you know?
we're. Sorry, that's okay.
Do I know what?
Which god you're claimed by?
Yes, of course.
Who?
I don't have to tell you. This is a very
Yeah, why do we
deep,
care?
personal thing.
Why do we care?
Listen,
I don't care.
this.
For the record,
Thank you, Slowpoke guy.
I genuinely don't
I'm
care.
more of a turtle guy. So-
Yeah.
Yes, go.
We have worked as a team,
Okay,
and we always have.
right?
Are you part of this team or not?
Not.
Why?
Because
So you're using us.
Yes!
I thought that was established. I've never done anything to hide this. We're splitting the loot.
You
go
asked us
in. I did.
if
We said yes.
we could help.
Are you helping?
I don't know, because you still have not given us any information.
There's the door.
I'm not saying we're leaving. I just want to know where your alliance is.
Himself. It's clearly himself.
I don't.
So you want us to do all the heavy work and you to sit by and just have grand old time, twiddle your thumbs, and just let us all die, possibly?
Would you like me to be more participative?
Yes. Because
Absolutely.
if you're wanting to get items or anything like that, you need to hold your own weight.
Okay. He goes like this. He goes, if you go to a mountain, yes? And there's a giant boulder blocking the path to the mountain, and everyone volunteers to move the boulder and you sit in the back and drink lemonade, and they all move the boulder, you didn't have to move the boulder, and you got to drink lemonade. I don't understand what. I will absolutely help now. Now that you have asked, absolutely, I'm willing to hold my weight. But I'm not going to volunteer to play cards with Death.
I'm not suggesting you ever did. Did I ever ask you to play cards with Death? Did I?
No,
nobody-
you just
nobody
want to
did.
force my.
I have
what's
a
your
question.
religion? Yes.
Religion, huh?
Our first stream,
Yes.
we all had to vote.
You're very
We all had to say who we believed in.
What?
I believed in Slowpoke.
Thanks.
But you
See?
didn't participate.
He did vote. He's a part of the team. He
Did he?
believes in us.
You
And me.
and he voted for Slowpoke that he would succeed. He waited for everyone else to vote.
I was like, how are you guys feeling? Okay.
You've got to pull your weight, dude.
That's fair. But just because you don't believe in my logic doesn't make it any less sound.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I would appreciate it if you would pull some weight.
Are we having a vibe here? Is this what I'm getting? Like, is this more of like a...
Anyways,
angry-
should we go to the next room?
Yeah.
Next room.
let's go.
And he just sort of like leans up against the wall and he pulls out papers again and he's looking at the papers and... Do your way.
What was that?
Nothing. Sorry. Nothing, Skeleton Man.
You don't watch it, buddy.
We
Yeah,
should
sorry.
learn our names, too.
I know your names. Sorry.
What are our names?
He looks back down at
Just so you know, I knew you were going to be useless from the get-go. So I'm not upset.
It takes some time to analyze that.
Slowpoke just got like 6 points in Cal's book.
It takes some time to analyze that as he's looking down at himself. He's like, I knew you were useless. The sun continues its travel, opening up a new path before you. I need to know who's going in first. And
Walking in first.
Okay,
I'll take
and
first.
both of you give me a d20. Add your dex. If you're both chomping at the bit, let's do this right.
Oh, you probably got this.
That was a nat 20.
Yeah, you definitely got this.
So that's
You are
22.
going first.
Yeah, I'm absolutely going
yeah,
first.
Fine.
I haven't
whatever.
gotten the roll of 3 times.
Yeah, you are going first. Okay. Upon entering this place, you guys are not all far behind at this point as you move into this place. As you come in, it is a darkened, stone-walled dungeon of sorts. It smells very thickly of death in this room. It's a rotten smell.
Yeah, he just came in here.
Did you say that out loud?
That was an inside me thought that came out.
As Edwin looks about the space, he goes, "Oh, great! This is the room I chose to participate. Wonderful. So glad we had that conversation."
Me too.
No, thank you. And he looks about the space. Before you all is a altar of sorts with a ornate brown bowl, which looks to be covered in red stains, and next to it is a jagged bone dagger.
All right, Edwin.
Well, you can't bleed into it.
Ha ha ha! Can't believe. All right, Edwin.
Wait!
I'm waiting.
We're not going to force one to bleed into a bowl.
The littlest troublemaker got to play cards, and I'm forced to donate blood?
That's a you problem.
Are we donating? Is it
Because
I'll
so
donate
far,
my blood.
everybody has done
Do
something.
we know we need to do this?
He's looking at the altar. He's like,
What is it then? You know what it is?
He walks forward and he goes, "This is a bowl. This place smells like death. There are red stains on this. Unless someone here was making a jelly sandwich and using this knife to spread it, it looks like there is blood."
Guys, that reminds me, I'm hungry.
Oh, jeez.
He takes a step back as Thistle goes, "I think I'm hungry."
You talked about jelly sandwiches. I like them.
No.
I walk over and I cut my hand.
No.
Well,
As you come forward to cut your hand, he takes a hand up and he tries to stop you. You can choose to ignore him if you want. Okay. Wait. Okay. We don't know what leading this bowl does. Right?
yes. That's what I'm.
Step one.
And
So, I think it would only be fair if we didn't rush into this Maybe we look around the room a bit. Maybe we examine things. Maybe we...
It's almost like
Alright,
he's speaking
where
the
do
voice
you
of the
want to
DM.
Hillary, you're killing me, man.
Where do you want to look first?
Yes.
Edwin?
He stops,
You go ahead and look.
rolls a nat 1.
Oh, man.
You know what? Looking's not my strong suit. I'm just saying you all in general. And he's like, look,
The royal
You should,
we.
I hear you again, right? You want all of us to do everything for you.
So while this conversation is happening, I'm gonna inspect the bowl and the dagger.
investigation check, please.
Is there
You
anything?
give me a persuasion
I'm
check.
not picking anything up.
Is there anything on the walls that Cal can look at?
Perception check.
That is
Cool.
a nat 20.
Nice.
Nat 20, perception check as you look around the walls.
I'm going to take 1 minute to do augury. I'm going to pull a piece of hair out of his head again.
It's getting harder and harder to do that the younger he gets. like you're having to give like a couple of like yanks to pull the hair.
Okay, and then and loogie on the floor.
All right, augury.
Mud.
Augury. Hang on, got it. Augury.
Yes.
It takes a minute to cast.
Yes.
Investigation
Okay.
check was a nat 20. That is definitely blood, not jelly on the dagger. That is definitely blood, not jelly on the bowl. Inside of the bowl, there are no symbols, but
And
what
no
looks to be
doors.
small, because it is a nat 20, I'm giving you something. There looks to be small black flakes inside of the bowl. You don't know what they are, but it's not dried blood. It's small black flakes, almost as if you were. 20.
Smells of blood sandwich.
It's
It's blood seasoning?
Somebody
Like
burned
charred.
something.
Like ash, like char.
Char.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hillary.
Guys-
Perception check.
24.
24 perception check. The
Blood
walls.
and chocolate chip.
Hang on.
Are stretching.
The walls are not stretching. The walls are breathing.
Oh?
Don't like this.
Oh, another one of these rooms. That sounds so familiar.
I love mushrooms.
You ain't seen nothing yet, kid.
Oh god.
We all have to go
Yeah,
right
you
now.
put your hand against it and you
Just
just.
feel. It's the surface is hard though.
It's squishy.
Is it squishy?
It's a little squishy.
Is there any fire source at all in this room?
No fire source. Hang on. That was a perception check. Are you doing anything?
You said persuasion.
Persuasion.
18.
Nat 1 again.
And you're going to bed.
As she goes, you're in. What?
Again, you're making all of us do a thing and you do nothing. You just walk over to a bowl. Cool. Got it.
Okay. Your augury kicks off. What questions are you asking the augur?
I'm going to say, because it's wheel for good results, woe for bad results, and then wheel and woe. Is bleeding in this bowl a good idea? Or, no, sorry, is bleeding in this bowl something that will get us the key?
That's a better question.
You've gotten better at these auguries. I love
Yes.
that.
You get 3 questions, right?
No, I just get
Just the one.
one.
That's the one.
If bleeding in the bowl will get you this key, yes.
Okay.
I hear yes. Did I do it?
Nope.
Didn't do that.
It's
Cool.
just the
No,
And-
it is just her casting the spell, asking her deity
Nice.
a question.
You just see
And
Thistle.
then-
Please tell me the answer to that.
With that persuasion check of him not doing anything, he's just tired of you talking.
Good.
He grabs the knife, takes the bowl from you. It can be a contested deck check unless you want to give it to him.
Nope.
Okay.
Guys, this
I
wall has
don't
more
trust
skin than I do.
Okay. Better.
Tested Dex.
Yep.
Doesn't that one? He can take it.
I'll show you. Ow! Like as he cuts his hand, bleeding into the bowl and holding it over the bowl like this. As that happens, he kind of looks about the space as he holds the bowl and like nothing.
There's charred pieces in the bowl as well. We don't know the answer to this puzzle. They're not gonna lay the parts.
Cal
to
is
this puzzle
putting up
down.
his hand in an
I'm
odd
just
way.
like. See
Go
this?
on the wall.
The wall. This place has more skin than I do.
Oh wow, let me see. And he takes the blood bowl and puts it back on the altar.
Oh god.
When he does that, that is when the altar sinks a little bit with the bowl of blood, and the walls fall down from where they were. And you see before you a mound o' dead thing. It is a mass of dead flesh. that looks to be a giant ooze of necrotic gray flesh. 2 of them fall from the sides, and when they do, 2 what looks to be demonic-looking undead soldiers fall out of the wall where they were being held in place. So there are 2 undead soldiers and 2 of these mounds of undead flesh that fall forth from the walls. Everybody roll initiative for me.
Yes! Let's do this!
No, where'd you go? There you are. Cool. 17.
Oh gosh.
Okay, hang on. I'm gonna roll for the mounds. Oh, yeah. Oh, I got 1 of your decks? Come on, man.
Come on, man.
And let's roll for the soldiers. Yes! There we go, coming back.
Come on now.
+5s, yeah!
Come on, boys. Yeah, you got a plus. Oh, hell yeah. 18.
I just want to make the point known that Billy is saying that it was a blood sandwich or a jelly sandwich, and then I got from Hillary in my ear about the black flakes. They're crumbs.
Crumbs from the blood sandwich. I love it. I really like this guy. I would like to give the DM a +5 for Edwin Reynolds.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Edwin. You're the best, and I love you. Okay, 20 to 25.
20.
19.
17.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh, roll
I
it.
got it.
Hang on. We're doing
20 to
20
25.
Sorry.
20 to 25.
19.
Okay, so not you yet.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I got
20.
excited.
Sorry.
And then Cal.
And then.
And then what did you get?
17. I got 18.
You got an 18.
Yeah.
Roll off. Roll
Wait.
off.
She's got 17.
I understand that, but the bad guys also get rolls. So roll off. Give me a d20.
Wait, so who am I rolling against?
You're rolling
Bad
against
guy.
the bad guy.
Okay.
For roll-ups, do we add our initiative?
No, you just roll a
Just
d20.
straight. 8.
8.
I got 14. 8.
14. Okay.
Bad guys.
Fiesco.
Yes.
Who got the 8? That was you.
It's a puppy.
So you're gonna go first.
Cal just likes yelling numbers.
Thistle. Cal.
+1.
Yeah, I do.
2 attack.
I got excited. We're doing
Eris.
combat.
Soldiers.
Remember, guys, have your stuff ready. Get that +1 if you do 3 seconds.
Soldiers, and then followed by the undead mound.
I don't like those words.
Undead
mound.
Undead mound.
In my book, I described
Followed
it as
by
Yuckball
Des.
Dead Mound.
So, band name, claim it.
So, Slowpoke and Clip, what did you guys get?
13.
3.
Welcome to the party, Clip. We're glad you came.
I'll be here eventually.
Did you get a nat 1? Yeah.
Whoop, whoop. Bring it up to rear.
These are not my metal dice.
All right, gang. Thistle, you are up first. The creature that you see before you is somewhat terrifying, and I'm actually going to put a picture of it in the Discord so you can see exactly what the creature looks like. If you guys want to tune in over to the Indigo Chameleon Discord, you're going to find information about what these soldiers look like, as the 2 of them are on either side of the wall, with you all sort of in the middle, forming a sandwich, if you would.
Oh, God.
With the 2 mounds on the side, and these mean-looking dudes off on the side.
Gross. I hate it.
Okay?
I mean, they're cool, but like, ew, gross. Skeletons.
So those are the soldiers?
Those are the soldiers.
And then the Yuckball Dead Mounds are Yuckball Dead
That is what they shall be referred to from now.
What were the cookies from last week?
Huh?
What were the cookies from last week?
I don't even remember.
Lemon yum yums.
Honey almond, lemon yum. Lemon almond, honey yum.
Lemon almond yum yums.
Yeah.
If I need a brand name, I'm going to Jaden.
Sure.
All I can think of is puns. Jaden comes up with actual names.
Just come up with.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were doing something. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Shield of Faith.
Okay.
For my movement, is there a way that I can how many of them can I get within 30 feet of me? Like, how can I move in order to get as many as possible within 30 feet? And I'm going to default to the lumps over the
This is
skeleton
akin
guards.
to what the undead shambling mound looks like when it is standing upright. It looks akin to the picture that I just posted in Discord.
Okay.
Okay, so you're not going to be able to get every single bad guy in the. There are 2 of the mounds and 2 of these little soldiers.
Right.
Okay. The mounds are huge. Okay.
Okay.
You're going to be able to gather one. Like you could back up a little bit towards one of the mounds and soldiers and point yourself in one direction. And aim that way, if you would like, or you could turn around and face another direction and try to get them that way.
I want to get at the center of a radius of 30 feet.
In the
or
center
no, sorry, it wouldn't. Yeah, a radius of 30 feet. So 30 feet within me.
You're going to
yeah.
cast it on yourself.
Right. So that I can ideally get more than one mound, or can I basically only get one thing in the room within 30 feet of me?
No.
Or can I get more than one thing in the room within 30 feet of me?
I'll say this: if you cast it, whatever spell you're looking to cast, because I don't know, on
Right.
yourself, you can capture both of the mounds.
Both of the mounds.
You would not be able to capture both the mounds and both the soldiers.
Perfect. Okay, but I can get 2 mounds within.
Correct.
Okay, so then I'm going to go to that location
Okay.
with my movement.
You're in the center of the room. You just head to the dead center of the room.
Yes. And I'm going to channel divinity, turn undead, which means if they are a CR 1/2 or lower.
Okay.
Well, they have to make a wisdom save of 15, first of all.
Us undead aren't very wizened. It's fine.
And if they don't make it, they die.
Wizened.
Speaking from experience.
If they are 1/2 CR or lower, they will instantly die.
Yeah.
They are.
Okay. And
they are not. Don't like that.
Okay. They both fail their save.
Okay. But they don't die, so it's turned for 1 minute or until it takes any damage.
Cool. The 2 mounds begin to move away from Thistle. Going slow, but pushing themselves almost back up against the wall, forming that spot again. The soldiers are able to navigate away from them at this point, but the 2 mounds find themselves pressed up against the wall, holding firm away from Thistle, just wanting to be away from her. They use their movement to move away. That is your action. You doing anything with your bonus action?
No, I already did. I cast Shield of Faith.
Cast Shield of Faith. So your DC is up by?
It's now at
AC
20.
is up by 2. Okay.
Yes.
That was your turn. You doing anything else?
I can't do anything else.
Okay, cool. Then next up is Cal.
Cool. Movement speed to go to one of the soldiers.
Okay.
And we're gonna take some swipes at it.
Give me some swipes, son. What are you swiping with?
I can only. I'm gonna save the pistol right now, so we go with the hook.
Okay, swiper, no swiping.
Swiper, no swiping, hook. And then, oh, come on, I want to make this hit before I say this.
Okay.
Will a 17 hit? 18 then for the +1 for 3.
Yeah. The 18 would hit, but he brings up his sword, one of his swords in his hand, and parries it out of the way, upping his AC, so it does not hit.
Cool. I can use my dagger because I have 2 weapon fighting.
All right. Give me another attack roll.
That one is a 7 + 3, which is 13, so 14 with +1.
14 does not work. You bring the dagger up again. It's ting, ting, as the once again this soldier is able to sort of push it out of the way.
All right.
That is your turn, Cal. You doing anything else?
No.
All right. Eris.
Movement, flying up 40.
Okay, there's no 40 feet of space. This is a small dungeon room, so you fly 20 feet up and your head bumps the ceiling.
Okay, so I'm about 15.
You're about 15.
I'm going to cast Firebolt using sorcery points to twin it.
To do a firebolt at who?
Both of the soldiers.
Both of the soldiers. Okay, give me attack rolls.
Good stuff.
2 of them.
Well, that's a nat 1.
That one's gonna miss.
Yeah. So that's going to be 20, not nat.
A 20 not nat hits. Roll damage.
That's going to be 7 points.
7 points.
7 more. Good job, good job.
All right. Against the boys. Eris, that was your turn. You doing anything else?
No, I'm good right now. Thank you.
Okay. Keep track of those sorcery points that you
Yep.
used to swim that spell.
Did.
The soldiers then are going to. The only people to attack them are Cal and Eris. So Eris is going to take a. One of them is going to pull out a long bow from its back as it tears apart some of the skin on its back to use as the sinew of the bow itself, fastening it to the bow.
Spine bow.
And then it's going to take 3 shots at you in the air, Eris.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm going to use bend luck for a reaction.
Okay. For this hit.
You know what? I'm gonna hold on to that. Just kidding. Go ahead.
Okay. That's a 16 against AC.
Meets.
Yeah, that hits. Okay, so you take 4 points of piercing damage.
Thank you.
That is 18 to hit.
Yes.
Okay. 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay. That's 9. Yeah.
Ooh, I've been using the wrong damage dice. That's on me.
Yay.
No, a 15 to hit.
No, it does not.
15 misses. That's that turn. The other soldier is going to walk over to you, Cal. It's going to take 3 attacks with its longsword.
Cool.
It's going to do this. 7 to hit.
Nope. Ting.
16 to hit.
Pizza.
Okay. You take. Oh, buddy. You take 14 points of slashing damage.
Woo, buddy.
Nat 20 on the next one.
Oh, God. Come on.
This is definitely going to hit.
They're going to hurt.
20 points of slashing damage on the second hit.
So-
As you see this skeletal being walk forward and just go and slam it into the side, and Cal normally doesn't react to these situations, but as it brings the sword down into the side, you see it cut through the armor a little bit. It brings the sword up, and you hear a snap as one of Cal's rib bones comes out at a jagged angle, sticking out a little bit, and he just looks. He loses a little bit of his misstep as you see this rib bone sticking out from where Cal is standing.
34 points of damage in one.
34 points of damage on one hit. That is their turn. The undead mounds. They keep moving forward. Pushed up against the wall. There's no save against this or anything like that. They are just turned for their round. Damn. Okay.
And that's Billy's like, maybe I should have leveled them up.
Nah, it's okay. I love this.
No. It's gonna be great. Des, your turn.
So the mounds aren't causing any trouble at the moment.
The mounds are not causing. They're basically trying to push away from Thistle as much as they can. They're really scared of her. You saw this bright light emanate from her holy symbol, and she's just sort of laughing. She's like, ah! And
Yeah, she's crazy.
She's crazy. She's Stitch on the and it's going like, yeah.
Angel, the best one you have.
Thistle is Stitch. Yes.
Thistle is Stitch.
Thistle is this Stitch?
Then I'm gonna go over. So I see one of the soldiers has a sword and the other has a bow.
One has taken 3 shots at Eris. You see I think you see a couple of arrows sticking out of Eris as she's kind of floating in the air, trying to maintain her distance. But one of them is beating Cal like he stole money from him.
Yeah,
You probably
okay.
did. Fast life.
Yeah.
I
had
am
6
going
months.
to get within combat distance with the one with the bow.
Okay.
The current bow. And I am going to attempt a. I'm gonna hit first with my axe.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
Hang on. That is a.
This is the one with the bow, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a 20 non-nat.
20 hits with
20
the bow.
hits.
Mhm.
All right. Hang on. That is a 5 damage.
5 damage against the one with the bow. As you see Deslahai come forward and just bring the axe to the side and stab into this thing, cracking some of the bone.
The second is going to be a stunning strike.
Okay.
For me.
That's actually on just a regular attack, so you're going to use your bonus attack to do a...
No, I got 2 attacks per
Oh,
turn.
do it. Yeah, give me
Yeah.
another attack.
Okay, so stunning strike. Hang on.
Roll the attack first.
Yeah.
If the attack lands, you do a stunning strike.
Cool. That is a nat 20.
Nat 20 hits. Doesn't do anything for the save, but it's going to double your damage for this.
Oh, double damage. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I cast fist.
So, stunning strike. I can spend 1 key point. So I use stunning strike, and he is stunned unless he fails.
He makes this.
DC 13.
DC 13.
For
What save?
Constitution.
Con save. He rolls in 15 plus 3, 18.
Okay, cool.
Please tell me you don't hate me in real life. Like
So
this.
that'll still
Okay, cool.
be
I'm so sorry.
9 damage times 2.
18, 23 total on this guy. Okay.
23
You doing anything
total.
with your bonus action?
Yes, I am going to disengage as a bonus action.
Okay.
Ooh.
Straight up, step of the wind out.
You back away from this thing, heading back toward the center of the room,
Yeah.
so that it can't take an
And
opportunity.
That's
attack.
burning a key point.
Burning it. That's 2 key points you burned. 1 for the stunning strike and 1 for this. Okay. That is your turn, Des. You doing anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
That's all I can do.
Slowpoke.
I'm gonna cast protection from evil and good on myself.
Okay. That takes an action. What are you doing with your bonus action?
Nothing.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna the Slayer's Prey on the skeleton who has the sword.
Okay. Sword that's attacking.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Slowpoke. That is your turn. Clip.
I am going to activate my symbiotic entity.
Clip, you activate the spores on your back as you see them all start to surround you with this golden light, which is now tinged with a faint hint of red.
Gives me 28 temporary hit points.
So it makes you a beefy.
And then I am going to cast Conjure Animals, 8 wolves.
Okay. Activating your symbiotic entity, is that a bonus action or an action?
Never mind, that's my action. I
Yes,
got no
it
bonus
is.
action.
I was asking to be polite. Okay. So you're doing anything with your bonus action?
I am going to stand here.
Girl standing there. It's always a bonus action.
Thank you.
That's
I'm gonna look real tough.
Edwin Reynolds steps up. He is last, but he is going. King Bashman, thank you for the 500 bits. You're the best.
Immediately gets hit as he
Thanks,
walks
man.
up.
Thank you so much.
And dies. Two nat 20s against him.
Edwin is going to. That was so sweet, King Bashman. Edwin is going to walk forward and go against the one that's fighting Cal. He's going to pull out a rapier at his side. He's going to click a dial on it 1, 2, 3 times and go, I hope you're worth this. And make an attack.
Jesus, man.
11, 14. Yeah, I'll use that +5.
Yeah, cool.
19 to hit, and he hits. All right.
Oh, thank God.
So let's
Now
see
you
what
step in.
He's gonna do. And he does a good amount of damage on this, the swordsman that's fighting Cal. He's just going to impose himself. He's like, and just right in the middle of the fray. But he's looking at you and he's like, I hope you're happy as he's like fighting this thing with the sword. He's going to make a second attack with the sword and miss completely as he's looking at you. He's like, I hope you're like to the right. And moves the sword over.
Get your head in the game, Edward.
Sorry.
It's okay.
That is his turn. And he is going to take the sword and sort of hold it up in a defensive position against this creature. Thistle, it is your turn.
I am going to look at that skeleton that is attacking Cal.
Hang on. No, you're not. Indigo Chameleon said I had to cheer for interrupting her gameplay. She can be quite persuasive.
I didn't do that.
Did you force someone
I
to
did
add
not.
bits to this
How?
game?
I did not.
I am so proud of you. Keep going. It's now your turn. Yeah.
She can be very frightening.
Okay, I'm gonna look over that skeleton attacking Cal, and I am going to growl and cast Guiding Bolt at it.
At the
Growling
skeleton.
is my bonus action.
At the skeleton.
Yes.
Go ahead and give me
So
an
it's a
attack.
+7. Oh, that's a 14.
14 is going to miss as the guiding bolt goes flying out. What level did you cast that spell at?
I cast that at a level 3.
So go ahead and burn that spell slot. That guiding bolt just goes flying off to the side, slamming into the ground away from Cal. Yes, you do, King Bashman. Well done. So that was your action. You do anything with your bonus action? Yeah.
Crying a little bit.
That's always a free action.
Me too.
There you go. Cal.
Hi.
Your turn.
Yeah, so, because I really need these to hit, he's gonna take a minute and,
it's only 6 seconds.
well, yeah, he's gonna take these next swings, but as he takes these next swings, he's going to talk to Dreadbeard in the back of his head, like, now's your time, you wanted to hit something, now is your time. You wanted to hit something, you hit these things, and you do it well.
For Thistle's next attempt. Now, you're threatening people and you're getting pity. In the same round.
But I didn't. But Yes, that's what I'm doing.
And he's gonna use the pistol. This is gonna be.
Okay.
This is gonna be it.
Roll at advantage.
Oh
Uh,
God.
19 and then +1, so that'll be an unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20 hits with the pistol. Roll damage.
Cool.
You guys see for the first time, Cal takes a sword and he goes. Of the sword like hits the ground a little bit. He reaches behind him, and you see his ribs still sticking out a little bit. But he reaches behind him and pulls out this odd-looking device. It looks like a little cylinder with a little bit of a trigger, and as he pulls the trigger on it, there is a loud bang in the room that echoes out throughout the entire space as an explosion of light happens.
So that would be only 4 points of damage.
Actually, you're going to do 9 points of damage on this one.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
And then just using the 20 attack and using with the dagger.
Okay.
Fiona.
That's 22, and then.
Fiona, thank you so much. Oh my God, 1,000.
And then
it's your birthday. Stop spending money.
And then.
No, keep spending money. It's fine.
Keep spending money. We love you. Thank you so much. We need it. Oh my God.
And that's a 5 for the dagger. 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage on the dagger. Yep. I'll say this: you got a little bit of oomph, and this guy's looking hurt. Okay, it's not enough to bring him down, but this dude is looking a little beat up.
66 might have hurt.
66 probably would have killed him. If only a major hit.
Wow.
Okay, that is your turn, Cal.
Bonus action?
Yes.
Bonus action, healing word on myself.
Okay.
Fair.
I'm going to burn that second level slot.
Perfect.
Actually, yeah.
You're a fighter now. Use all your spell slots.
That's the thing, right? I mean, I am, but I'm not.
Clem, grab some dice for me.
Did I really roll 2 ones? I did. But that's 5 points of healing for me. It's 5 more than I had.
8 is 2 points of healing for you.
Ooh. Oh, I don't like that, but let's keep rolling with those punches.
Okay, 2 points of healing. You see him. After taking the shot and doing the dagger, it's this moment of like, ha, and he goes to cast this spell. And I will say, everybody in the room, give me a perception check as a free action right now. As you guys are watching this fight, everybody's a little drawn into this fight. As a little bit of this fight is like.
Did you
21?
Did you notice the thing?
26.
Okay.
17.
Okay, you don't see it.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. 14, you don't see it. You don't see it.
Okay. I don't?
You don't.
Oh.
Above a 20 was the DC.
Oh, okay.
It's really hard to see. So you two notice for a very brief second as Cal goes to cast on the arcane energy coming forth to heal him, some of it getting pulled away to a different source.
Oh. Oh, there's an accent we're going to use.
You two see it. You do not.
But we don't see what the source is or where it's
his
located.
hand.
It's the
hook.
Oh, cool.
Got it.
Well, guess
We're gonna have some talks out.
Guess we're using second wind next
No,
time
you won't,
round.
'cause you didn't see
I
it.
said they.
I don't know.
Whoa!
Me no.
That's
The slope
interesting.
looks like, wait a minute. There's a cool rock over there.
Oh wait, that's a slower poke. Hey, slower
Slower
poke.
the only ones who noticed it.
The two kids are
Yep.
the only ones who noticed.
Oh, so we won't have an argument.
Nope.
No.
Ah, nice.
You got lucky, you son of a.
It's
Okay.
your turn.
It is. I'm going to cast 4th level Widowghast Web of Fire.
Interesting. That's another time that a 4th level. How are you doing this at 4th level?
This is my 4th level of spell slot that I have.
Okay.
I have one.
You have one
have
one. I'm a
level
user.
spell, and you've chosen Widowghast.
I sure have.
Okay. Where are you aiming this?
This is going to go to the 2 masses and the 2 soldiers.
Great. Give me damage.
Dex save of 14.
Dex save of 14 on all of them. Nat 1 for the soldier, 3 for the soldier, 9. I gotta look up the information for the undead shambling mounds. -1. They're gonna miss, and that one's gonna miss.
Okay,
You're gonna
this
go
is
away.
this is gonna take. Oh wait, they all miss.
They all miss.
Okay, this is gonna take me a while. So.
Okay.
For
Go
damage.
ahead and roll some damage.
Is this an area attack?
It's
so
8d6.
Eris takes her hands and shoves them into the ground. As she does, you see these little webs of flame begin to alight on the ground, spreading out to different spots. Eris, go ahead and give me a d20 just on the side.
Oh, okay. Hold on, just one second.
You roll damage for me. As Eris is sending these bits of fire into the ground, they break off at different areas. 2 of them head towards the soldiers, and 2 of them head towards the undead shambling mounds that are off on the sides.
So first damage is 25 points.
25 points to, I'll say, the soldier.
Okay. I also rolled a 70.
On a d20?
Oh, you said 20. Oh, my bad. I was rolling for thing already. That's a 14.
14.
Yeah, I was ahead of the thing.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Wolf, thank you.
It's midnight.
Ooh, this one's gonna be better.
It's big midnight. Keep the lights on.
5 plus 6 plus 5 plus 6 plus 4. This one's way better. 43 points of fire damage.
Hang on, my dude. I want to look at this spell. You can't be doing over 100 points of damage.
It's per
on
person.
A 4th level spell. The streams can converge on one person.
8d6 up to 5.
Hang on. We're gonna pull a full Mercer here.
Okay.
Striking, each target must make a dex save, taking 8d6 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. All 5 streaks can converge toward a single. This spell is broken.
This is that
You will
homebrew
never
spell.
use this spell again because there is
fair.
no way that a 4th level spell should be able to do hundreds upon hundreds of points of damage.
Okay.
like
I
that.
did show you before.
You
I did.
did.
Okay, but that's
Okay,
fine.
Go ahead. So the second one
I'll
does
adjust
how
after
much?
this. That was 43.
43 on 8d6.
Yes. I did very well on that one.
You did extremely well on that one.
They're
The
all
2
5 and
soldiers
6s.
are obliterated.
Oh God.
Plus 4, plus 1, plus 1, plus 5,
Reevaluate
plus
my
2,
actions.
plus 3, plus 5,
Murdered.
plus 3. 29.
Okay. The spell is broken on the undead shambling mound, which was lasting for a minute until they are attacked. The undead shambling mound has been attacked. It is now in combat. So go ahead and give me the damage for the other one.
1 plus 6 plus 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1 plus 4 plus 2 plus 5. That's 30.
30 points of damage, 29. So collectively, you did 180 points of damage from a 4th level spell.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, cool. Never again.
Okay, that's fine. I thought it was cool, my bad.
No, it is great.
It's really cool, but it's
it
also
is-
really broken.
Someone else on the channel homebrewed the spell, but because their account is linked to ours,
Al
it automatically went in without us knowing it
this
went
one.
in. Yeah.
Oh, this is a homebrew? I didn't realize that.
That's why there's no. It's not your fault. This is my fault as a.
It's
as a
Al's
DM.
fault. Thanks, Al.
Thanks, Al. It says version 1, which usually means it's the first version of this homebrewed item.
Oh, I see, okay.
Here. So yeah, this is crazy. Yeah. Okay, cool. Those webs of spells, and you just see Eris channeling some demonic hell god as she obliterates 2 of the undead creatures. Your spell is broken, which brings us to the undead shambling mounds. As they have entered into the game, they are going to come off of the walls, and they do not know. One is going to attack Thistle, since they were scared of her, and now they are not. And the other one is going to attack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slowpoke. As they start moving their way forward into this space to enter into the game a little bit. Okay, let's do this. The undead is shambling around.
The asshole.
She's gonna be fine. Okay, so Thistle, to attack you. Hang on.
We've learned that both times we've used Turn Undead, it's been bad.
It's gonna slam into you as this little mound picks up half of its body weight and just sort of slams into you. Thistle, this is a 20 to hit.
I'm at 20.
Sorry, no. I'm sorry. It's a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that
definitely hits.
definitely hits.
Okay, so that is
Definitely.
24 hit.
14 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, fun.
Okay. Then it's a 18 to hit.
Nope.
Okay, that does not hit. Okay, so you see it take half of its body weight and slam it onto her, and as it slams her, she starts to try to wiggle out as the other half like brings its weight down to see if it can like slam both parts of its body on top of her. But you see this blast of arcane energy as the shield lights up a little bit, forcing it away. Your turn, Slowpoke. Is this one? That's a nat 20.
Ooh, would you say this guy's undead?
He is undead.
Ooh, he's at disadvantage.
He is at disadvantage because of your protection from energy. So that's going to be a 10 to hit.
Ooh, that doesn't hit.
That doesn't hit.
Crazy.
This is a 20 is the lowest to hit.
That one will hit.
That one will hit.
I'll give him that.
This is another 14 points of bludgeoning damage as this thing slams into you. Bam! Trying to bring half of its body weight down, you kind of scoot backwards and you're like, no one hits the Slowpoke! And you get hit hard. There you go. Yes, thank you, Tom. Okay, great. Okay, that is the Shambling Mound's turn. The soldiers are dead. Dez, you are up.
Mama is upset.
Mama's upset.
Mama.
Yeah.
You see these,
About to kill a man.
Mama's upset. So she sees the two children's are getting hit on and stuff, and that makes her so upset that she goes into Hour of Reaping.
Okay.
So
Trying to spook a ghost?
I'm within 30 feet of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Hour of Reaping. Wisdom saving throw DC 13.
Okay.
I don't need to roll for this. I'm just so
I don't
bad.
I don't even want to do the roll. This is a wisdom save?
Yeah, this is a wisdom save.
Ooh, that's not going to cut it. And that's not going to cut it. Wow! Guys, what?
What's going on?
So
Okay.
they are so scared
They're
of this.
so frightened of you.
They are made of death, and I am somehow worse.
You have scared the dead thing.
I scared the dead thing, and then on top of that, I am going to go to whichever one is attacking Thistle.
Okay.
And my bonus action will be doing the two.
I believe you can only utilize Flurry of Blows if you use an attack on your action.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would double check that.
What the hell?
Flurry, I've been reading up on monks, all of your classes really, but
Yeah,
you can
no,
only
yeah,
use
you're
Flurry
right.
of Blows.
You're
so
right.
That's your action. You doing anything else with your bonus action?
You're already really
You don't have to
scared.
do anything. You've already done so much.
I'm just gonna be so upset.
Yeah, be upset, man.
Just spend your bonus action and fester for a second. Like,
Hakuna Matata. Bam!
I'm so mad. She says that.
So mad.
I am angry.
did Des just lisp a little bit?
I'm angry.
This is
Real
expressing
good.
her emotions.
We've got-
Slowpoke, is this what pain feels like? It needs someone maternal. That's the
We've got Death over here. We've got Mushroom Queen over
Slowpoke,
here.
it is now your turn.
So the soldiers are dead.
The soldiers are puddles of
Good.
ash.
So
on the
there's
ground.
a mound. Is there one I can shoot at with, say, an arrow?
There are two mounds.
But I know one attacked me, so is
You
one of
can
them close?
Shoot with an arrow. One of them is close. And
So,
one of
I'm
them
gonna
is
shoot at the-
near, and one of them is far.
I'm gonna shoot at the one that's far.
Near.
I'm gonna shoot at far.
Okay, shoot it far. Give me an attack roll.
I'm also gonna use Slayer Spray.
Can we run back and forth for it too?
Because my Slayer Spray guy got puddled. So new Slayer Spray.
New Slayer's Prey. Is Slayer's Prey a concentration spell?
I don't think so, but no, it's not a spell at all.
Oh, cool. It's just an ability.
All right, I'm gonna shoot one more time because that was a nat one. So I'm gonna use mine.
You're like, ha boom! Happens to everybody. Go, give me another attack roll.
That one will be a 19.
19 hits. Roll damage.
Hit him right in the undead parts.
7 points.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, got him.
Got him.
Nailed it.
It's like a turtle collection.
Oh, dude.
Cool. You see Slowpoke, one of the arrows goes flying off to the center, and then he centers himself. He's like, this thing is huge. How did I miss? And fires and hits the thing in the side. The arrow gets absorbed into it. That is Slowpoke's turn. Clip.
Hello.
Hello.
Question on how reactions work. Can I just use them or what?
No.
What?
It's a reaction.
Yeah,
so
but
it's like a reaction is something that happens
If I hit you.
it's not like an action or a
Yeah.
like it's so it depends on when you wanted to use your reaction.
I wanted when they died to bring them back, but for me.
Okay. You would have had to have said that when they died, I think.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until after it happened. I was like,
Hey girl, hey, you need to read those from them. Okay. I'm gonna let you do it this one time, okay?
Okay.
Alright. One of the zombies comes back as a zombie. As you bring
Oh no, it's back! Start shooting it again.
My name is Rob.
They get like
Rob
wrapped
zombie.
up in like vines and
They
stuff.
get wrapped
It's
up in
like,
vines
okay.
and then animated, and one is standing at your side. You have burned your reaction for this turn.
As
I do this
fair.
not for you and not for me, but for Clem and for birthday.
Because
Happy
it's
birthday,
cool,
Clemson.
and it would be cool if we did not do this.
So you bring back a zombie as a zombie, and the zombie is very confused. What am I? But it is at your side. What are you doing with your turn?
Cool. I'm gonna conjure animals. I'm
More
going more. I want all of them. And it's going to be 8 wolves, and I will send 4 to one mound and 4 to the other mound.
Okay, I'm going to let you do this.
Okay.
The area has now become difficult terrain.
Okay.
You have taken a small space and gone, wolves! Boom, 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 boom. So now,
I realized how small the room was.
and I've tried to say it a few times, this Clip tried to fly 40 feet in the air and then bumped her little head.
No, that
She
was me.
bumped the
No.
noggin.
Yeah.
Eris did.
Yeah.
Okay,
Bump the
so
noggin.
I've tried to explain a couple times that this is a small dungeon room with
Okay.
the walls coming down. So now there are 2 mounds in the room. There are 4 wolves, 7
Can I do
adventurers.
6 wolves? Take away 2.
Can we poof 2 away?
It is completely up to you, my dear.
I'm gonna do 6 wolves.
You will do 6 wolves, three wolves in the room, and you're gonna send the wolves after the mounds.
Yes, 3 for one mound, 3 for the other mounds, and
Great.
the initiative is 16.
Okay. They will go at the top of the next round, or near the top of the next round. Are you doing anything with your bonus action?
No.
Okay. Get ready to roll 6 attacks.
Yep.
Okay. That is your turn, Clip. Edwin Reynolds.
Hey, bring it up the rear.
Edwin does not know what to do
You've got 6 wolves.
with the
They all
mound.
have advantage.
So instead, he is going to take a small potion from his pocket and undo the cork and go and throw it at the mound from a safe distance away. That's actually going to hit, and it's going to do a little bit of acid damage as this potion melts into this thing, and this thing starts melting away with acid damage. It's still pretty sturdy. Okay.
I miss my acid arrows now, and
Well, one
you
day.
reminded me of it.
One day, you'll get
Now
it.
I miss my acid arrows.
That is Edwin Reynolds' turn. And now we go back to the top of the initiative order with Thistle.
Remember that time I tried to cast Guiding Bolt?
I do. Well, hang on,
At third
hang on.
level?
Who are you
Sorry.
casting it at?
Oh, the same guy that I tried to cast it at before.
The zombie guy? He's dead now.
Oh, yes, okay.
He's-
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, I'm sorry.
He's close
You gotta
now.
cast
The
one of
closest guy to me.
The closest mound,
Closest mound of
bad.
things to me.
Great. Give me, what was your attack?
Okay, so it was an 8 plus 7, 15. I'm going to use that plus 5 that I just got from Wolf.
Okay.
So it's now a dirty 20.
That will hit. Go ahead and roll damage on your
It's level 3. That's
Your guiding
66. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 19, 21 points of damage.
21 points of damage as she hits this thing with a blast of radiant energy, and it looks like it does not like that at
Thank you,
all.
Wolf.
And it lights up with a unearthly light. Eris.
I'm going to use.
I'm sorry. You doing anything with your bonus action?
I am not.
It's actually Cal's turn. So Cal, you're up next.
Oh, that's
Yes.
true. That's right.
So I'm gonna assume that the zombie that Clip raised was not the one next to my feet.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
Sure.
As I'm gonna walk toward probably the shamble that's next to Thistle.
Okay.
But as I do, I'm gonna drag the hook through the ash pile just to make sure it's dead.
Okay.
If that takes a bonus action, I'm okay with that.
No, that's fine.
But just knowing what I know that the hook
You
does. now.
drag your hook through the ash pile, and it looks like it's dead.
Cool. And then we're gonna go stab the shambler.
Okay. What sort of damage is this?
For the shambler, it's going to be the hook again.
What damage is this?
Slashing.
You sure? You said it with a question mark.
Yeah, slashing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Attack rolls.
Not advantage, I assumed.
What?
Not an advantage, I assume.
Are you asking for help again?
I'm always gonna be asking for help now.
Okay, got it. And take this roll at advantage.
Love that. Not at all.
So 22.
22 hits. Roll damage. As
Uh,
Cal
6.
strides forward, slamming the hook into this thing and just tearing away chunks at it.
6 that one.
Okay.
Between the and then one more time for the dagger. That's not gonna hit. That's 12.
No, 12's not gonna hit.
And then I'm gonna use second wind.
Second wind.
Yep.
Give me another attack roll.
Oh.
Is that? Oh no, that's
No.
action surge.
Action
Yeah.
surge.
How much are you healing for?
That's a D10 plus.
Clementine, go ahead and roll me a D6, please.
Terrifying sentences.
So that's 8. No, that's 9. And then we're going second wind. Do it again. So I'm healing for 9.
Okay. Do you have 2 weapon fighting?
I do have 2 weapon fighting.
Doesn't 2 weapon fighting burn your bonus action in order to attack?
Don't know. It does. So I will not use second wind then. I will.
Okay.
So then I will just do my 2 attacks and call it a day then.
Okay, cool. You're not a Jedi yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. One day.
Yes.
When you up that fighter level.
But then I will wait.
2K, B. What's up? Is it possible to give the enemy a +5? You know what, Clem? It is.
Wow. It is.
Because it's the enemy and it's your birthday, I'll even give him a +10. I don't even care. I'm the Would you like to?
Yes, do it.
Are you sure?
I'm okay.
It's your birthday.
Do what you want.
No, it's not. But it's still look good though. Cool. Okay, that is Cal's turn. Eris, your turn.
Third level chromatic orb.
Okay. On the shambling mound?
Yes.
Yeah.
The one that looks real rough.
I mean, they're both shambling.
Rougher. They
Yeah,
still
that
look
one.
steady.
Huh?
They still look steady.
Yeah, the one. Let's do the other one that looks decent shape.
Okay.
So that's going to be that's 19. No, that's gonna be dirty 20 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. Roll
Perfect.
damage. Give me a D20.
17.
Gotta roll that wild magic.
Yeah, no, I got it. That's going to be
Always the ones you love hurt you the most.
23 points of acid damage.
23 points of acid damage. As this one's like, I'm hurt less than you. Now I'm hurt more than you. Near, far. Okay, great.
Just a clarification. Can I cast a cantrip as a bonus action? We had discussed that at one point, so I just wanted to.
If the cantrip has a bonus action clarification, or
Okay,
if you would
that's
like
fine.
to use sorcery points to give it that clarification,
That's
you
okay.
may do that.
I just thought we had talked about that, but that's okay.
What cantrip? We did talk about that because that is your ability as a wild magic sorcerer to burn sorcery points and take something that has an action classification
Makes
and
it
turn it into
quicken.
a bonus
That's
action.
fine.
Would you like to do that?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Undead Mound's turn. It's not happy with a lot of people, but this one's going to. Come on. No, it's going to move away from Slowpoke, giving it a
opportunity attack.
Giving it an opportunity attack, and I think you were up against this thing too, just kind of beating into it.
It
and you
is
didn't
so
disengage.
scared of me.
No, it is not. It is scared of you, so it's not going to go do
It
anything
is
against you.
so scared of me.
It can't move closer to you, but it can move away from you. You get an opportunity attack.
With my bow? Can I bow at it if it's leaving?
How
does that work?
Can I do the bow?
How
thing?
does a bow and arrow work when it's
Can I?
leaving?
I think it'd still be a
How's your
disadvantage because it's
bow?
not outside 10 feet.
Right. But I couldn't get my sword out.
Yeah, well, it's a free action to do that. I will say this thing is so big. It is a large mound. It's a large undead mound. So as it moves away from you, you can wait for it to get a little further away and then shoot it with the bow. So
Shoot
if
it
you
in
want
the
to take an
back.
opportunity attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot it in the butt.
Like 20, whole bunch, 24.
Okay.
Actually,
roll this attack. It's not gonna do this. I forgot about the the 6 wolves that are
this is
so
accurate.
you are not going to be the center of attention. The 6 wolves are going to be the center of attention in this situation. So go ahead and roll damage for this. I'm gonna let you.
7.
Did you hate me for giving
And
up
if I have
6
like
wolves?
2 arrows, can I do that for this, or is that
It's like
only when I'm doing a real attack?
Only when you're doing an actual.
So 7 points.
Okay, 7 points of damage. It's going to attack one of the wolves. So a. Oh yeah.
Pummel wolf.
9 to hit? No, not 9 to hit. 19 to hit.
It is.
That's
yeah,
a big
so
difference.
disadvantage, remember? Because
Against everybody,
yes, against everybody. It is frightened.
which ends at the end of your next turn, correct?
Yes.
Got it. Yeah, that's going to miss the wolf.
Wolf.
So one is going to attack another wolf next to it at disadvantage. That's still going to hit, I think. That's a 14
Yeah,
against
it
the
hits.
wolf's AC. Okay. 17 points of bludgeoning damage.
He did.
Poof goes wolf.
It's going to make a second attack at disadvantage. That's going to miss. That's a 3 on the dice. Okay. The 2 undead mounds don't do a lot this particular go-to, but they are in the clearing. Dez. Actually, no, it's the wolf's turn.
I already rolled all the damage and all the attacks for you. It's all done.
Okay.
So one's a 20 to hit, not nat 20. None of these are nat 20s.
Okay.
So a 20 to hit, a 20 to hit, a 13 to hit, a 20 to hit, and a 21 to hit. I took away one already.
13 doesn't hit, but the wolves get pack tactics.
Yeah, so they're at advantage. That's why they all rolled so high.
Yep.
So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points out for one of them. And then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 points for the other.
Got it.
Wolves go.
Wolves, activate!
Supersonic wolves, ha!
That's 3 times that you've petitioned the Fey Realm to send you creatures.
Keep that.
Got it. Great.
I'm just gonna
then,
ask you.
And then immediately kill those creatures? Got
Hey,
it.
write that down.
Understood.
Everything is fine.
Great, that was the wolf's turn. That was Dez. Now it's your turn.
Yes, they are still frightened until the end of my turn.
Correct.
Cool.
As the Arbiter of Death.
Yeah. As the person who kills the dead things.
Yes.
Yes.
Who made the dead things scary.
One of them looks really bad off, if that helps.
Good. So I'm gonna attack the one that does not look really bad off.
Okay.
I am going to hit first with my axe.
Okay. Give me an
With
attack
my
roll.
axe.
My axe.
That will be. That'll be a 17.
17 hits. Roll damage.
17 hits. Woohoo. That'll
Hey,
be
man. Huh?
4
Hey, man.
plus. No, hang on.
5.
5. That'll be 5 points of damage.
You two, I'm going to split you two up. It's always when somebody else is going.
I know.
Listen.
5 points of damage. I'm gonna hit again with my axe.
Okay.
That will pass. That's a dirty 20.
Yes.
Yes. 7 points.
Okay, another 7 points. You're doing anything
No,
with your...
hang on. Yeah, 7 points.
You're doing anything with your bonus action?
Yes, I'm gonna burn a key point.
Okay.
And do 2 unarmed strikes.
Okay.
Against this guy. I am going to roll both of those for you now. 15 plus 6 hits. That'll be a 21.
Okay, that hits.
I'm gonna roll the other one and then just roll together. And then a 19.
19 hits.
And that'll be 5 plus 3 is 8. 4
How do you
plus
wanna do
3 is
this?
7.
Hey.
Okay.
For this one off to the side. They're big, so I'm giving 2. How do you want to do this? So this one, how do you want to do this? Is you just start going over and pummeling into this undead mound of dirt.
I'm gonna cross.
Okay.
And then hack in.
Okay.
And then kick, and do a flip off.
Perfect. Great. I'm into it.
Nice.
Say, hack, flip off. Good guys don't look at explosions that happen behind them as you flip off this thing. You just sort of stand on the space. It just goes and like dissipates into a little like puzzle. Well done, Dez. Slowpoke.
Yeah.
One other mound in the room.
Yep, and I'm going to shoot at him. Is that the one with my Slayer's Prey still attached?
It is with your Slayer's Prey still
Oh my
attached.
god,
It's the one
that's
furthest away
so
from you.
magical.
Des specifically said that she was going up against the one that was attacking.
I'm also
Des.
going to use the Spell Ensnaring
It is
Strike.
no longer afraid of you guys, so these attacks are not...
Is this the one that was hit with the Guiding Bolt?
No.
Which one?
No, he hit the one with the Guiding Bolt.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's already gone.
Yeah.
Neato!
What did I hit?
You hit the one that was worse off. And just
Did that have the guiding bolt?
No, his had the Guiding Bolt.
16?
He had... It went Thistle and then Cal. Cal walked over to that one and beat it.
Okay.
Yeah. Hang on. What? Why? Is there confusion?
So there were 2.
There were 2. Thistle hit one with a Guiding Bolt. Cal goes, hey, that looks fun. I'm going to hit this thing that had a Guiding Bolt.
Did I hit the one that had the guiding bolt?
Well, the Guiding Bolt's already used up.
No.
Oh, wait. Okay, it was used.
It was used.
Cool.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
16?
I got confused.
16 hits. Roll
Good.
damage.
Alright, I used the Ensnaring Strike as well on this arrow.
Okay, it's really large.
Yeah, I just want the extra 6 piercing damage.
Go ahead.
I don't care if it gets tied up.
Damage. Yes, absolutely.
That's 16 on the first arrow.
Okay.
Second arrow also hits, but that's without all that. That's just an extra 3.
19 points total?
Yeah.
All right, how do you want to do this?
Nice!
This one only had 15 hits.
Hey, so
This turns into the scene, anything you can do, I can do better, as you just start like...
Oh, okay. So I fired the first arrow.
Okay.
And it hits the... So it has like a skull face, right? Like a weird old skeletal
Yeah, I'd
face.
say there's little bits of skull and
Yeah,
stuff
there's like a
that.
skull face. It hits the skull face right between his eyes.
Yeah.
Then the second arrow splits that one in half, tearing his face open.
Oh my god.
I Robin Hood it.
You Robin Hood it mixed with Nicolas Cage's classic film Face Off.
Yes.
Great. As the arrow just slams into the skull, another arrow, you are all officially out of combat and did that way faster than I thought anybody would be able to.
That was really cool.
He split the arrow in twain.
It was also super gross, which made it cooler.
I also broke that arrow, so...
I can mend it.
I also accidentally cheated. My bad.
You didn't accidentally
Sorry.
cheat nothing. That spell is really good, but there's no way that you should be able to do that much. It's not your fault.
I
It's
also tried to clear it. I'm
It's
sorry.
my fault. It's about the end tonight.
No.
I should have looked at it because what I thought it was is you split that damage across.
Yeah, that's why I took
the
it.
board. Like, because that's what.
Because there's 2 different damages for it. So there's one that's 8d6 if it's split up against them, and then there's another one that's 12d6 for one.
Anybody
Yeah.
would ever choose not to do.
Yeah. If there's just one person, like
You could choose to do 40 d6 of
fixing my
damage or
arrow.
12 d6. Do I want this like gourmet hamburger or do I want to eat this rock? Like there's no way. Like yeah. It was a magical birthday spell blessing. That's right, Meowga.
I'm sorry.
I had to stop Slurpoke from eating rocks. He would find little ones and just chew on them.
Oh, stop! No.
Can I mend his broken arrow? Since he just complained about it.
Could. You take a minute to sit down and meditate with the arrow and begin to mend
No.
it.
Oh well, yeah. Okay.
This was like, I think I know what needs to be done. And just sits
You know what? Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Hooray!
Cal is as the cow's going to the shambling bodies, sticking the hook in it, just making sure that he knows undead. And unfortunately he is one.
Is there a key anywhere? Perhaps some sort of jangly key?
Oh, here's your arrow, by the way.
Thank you.
You're
Hooray! But is there any sort of key
I
situation?
look around the room to see if anything has changed.
perception checks for anybody looking around the room to see if anything has changed.
I'm looking specifically for a key, not if anything's changed.
That's an investigation check.
I'm
my dear.
investigating.
I'm gonna burn this.
Burn your DM inspiration?
Yeah.
Throw me that coin back.
I'm
That
gonna
was the worst.
take the key that I have and let the wolf smell it and see if they can smell anything similar to like that metal or wood or whatever it is.
What spell did you cast, girl?
Conjure animal.
Cool. How long does conjure animals last?
Can I inspect the shamblers?
Oh, you got it. Yeah, you use that spell so hard.
It's an hour. Not, they're here.
Yep.
Yeah, my
They obey verbal commands that you issue to them. Okay, so you say, "Find the key, boys. Find it."
Pretty much.
Scatter.
And if I make them smell something, they get an advantage on perception.
Okay. You're letting them smell a key. You're asking them to find the key.
Yes.
Okay. Perception check.
Yep. And
what was your perception check?
23.
23.
17.
17.
7.
You shouldn't make one because you're ending an arrow. 7.
Oh, okay, you're right.
My perception check was 16 minus my DM inspiration. I don't know what I would roll with it.
With the DM inspiration, you're just taking the roll at advantage.
Oh, cool. That would be a dirty 20.
A dirty 20.
For
23.
23 on mine. But I'm looking at the shamblers in particular.
Okay, you're looking at the shamblers.
Yeah.
Okay. And with your wolves, give me. Ooh, this is gonna be tricky, girl. Give me an
Real perception. For
animal
all of
handling.
them. Okay.
Ooh. Use that druid stats. Oh. You kick a wolf.
Dear God. 12.
12.
Yeah.
They do follow your directions. You go find the key, boys. Find the key, and then you send them off looking. Unfortunately, the intelligence of a modern wolf is -4. It's a 3. So they circle the room for a little bit, and then they come back to you and they start like barking up at your hand.
We found
Do
it.
they have the wolf have advantage on perception checks if they rely on hearing or smell? Would that be perception or no?
It's more of an investigation.
Okay, then that's fine. That's all right.
But they start looking around the space
Yeah.
a little bit. With the above 20s, we got a dirty 20, and we got Eris with the higher with the 23.
I got 23 as well.
And you got 23 as well. You're looking at the shambling mounds. There is nothing left of these mounds.
Okay, cool.
There may have been at one point. There may have been objects on their person as you dig through. Like everything about them has been destroyed. They are
Cool.
charcoal briquettes
Cool.
at this point and are in this space. With that, you guys are looking around the space. 20 and 23, you're finding the mounds even now are just things of dirt that were held together by arcane energies. You finish
My
mending
zombie's still
your arrow and hand it over to Slowpoke. And now are just sort of like looking about the space as well. With the 20, the dirty 20, is that what you got? You don't find any key, but you do find bones intermingled. It like there are a few bones in this particular shambling mound, close to the one that had Slowpoke's head that he split. Okay, that's the one you're examining. You examine the other one. This one does not have a head, Eris, but you do find some bones as well. You find what looks to be some arm bones and things of that sort.
Were they made out of? I heard you say like charcoal. Are they?
The
made
skeletons
out
that
of
were
the
in the space have been burned beyond recognition of anything that was once resembling human. So the skeletons, the shambling mounds are different things. The shambling mounds was like a collection of dirt and grass and undead flesh and things of that sort that has been beaten up and it's lost the magic that it was holding it in place.
Okay. So it's literally just kind of falling apart.
I give
really
my
just falling
wolf's
apart.
berries as thank you, and then I dismiss the spell.
Cal, you have a +5.
Talia, Cal is looking hurt.
Happy birthday, +5.
So you have a +5.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah,
Thank
happy
you.
birthday, +5. Perfect. I love it. Okay. Yeah, that's what you guys find.
Can I dig through the mounds and see if any of their bones are key-shaped? Not with my hands. I'm gonna use like my swords and just poke.
Okay. Slowpoke is gonna poke.
Slowpoke poke?
That's fair.
Give me the slowpoke poke as you do a little that sounded wrong. Give me an investigation check as you start looking around. Eris, you look like you're trying to say something, but
Yeah.
it's not coming out.
No, it was just a question I was waiting. So we found ash in the bowl. Is that correct? Was that shared with everybody?
Des
I did share that.
Share that with everybody. There was ash.
People were
There was
arguing.
Yeah, but she was
But
like, "There's
I
ash
did
in the
share
bowl."
it.
And people
I
were
want to take some of the ash that we found on the floor and put it in the bowl.
Okay, the bowl is no longer there.
It's not.
The bowl has been pulled into.
It's completely gone. The pedestal's gone.
The pedestal is still there.
Mm-hmm.
The think of a circular container. Think Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
The idol being absorbed. Like the bowl was pulled into this long altar and into the floor. If you look down, it's dark. You can't see the bowl.
Okay.
But you could definitely look down this like long tube, almost like a pneumatic tube, and see.
Yeah, I
Into
have dark
darkness.
vision. I could see.
Yeah,
What's
you
down
would
it.
see a bowl at the end of a mechanism that absorbed the blood down to a central point that then. Give me an Arcana check.
Okay. Oh, that's a nat 20, so that's 24.
That's a nat 20 heavy. The Arcana using the bit of human blood to activate as a spell component to bring the mounds off of the walls to animate them.
Mm-hmm.
So blood into container, blood absorbed, mounds out.
Okay. I relay that.
Okay. The slowpoke poke.
Yeah, 16.
16. You're searching around for any bones that are key shaped. There are no bones that are key shaped, but you do find a whole bunch of bones.
The
silver linings.
Cool. Yeah.
Yes.
I've had recent experience with lots of different skeleton pieces and body parts since I won them in gambling and things. Does it look like I could assemble a skeleton out of said bones?
Medicine check at advantage.
Is it a skeleton key?
Ah.
Well, that's what I was trying to look for.
That would be a 17.
Okay. Thistle starts looking at the space as you do the slowpoke poke, and you're kind of looking at the space. You're looking at the spell components that was used to do this, and everybody is having this kind of quiet moment where they're trying to figure this out. And then there's a who's a good boy? You a good boy? Who's a good boy? You a good boy? As Clip's in the corner feeding wolves berries, and she sort of looks up. She's like, "No, you guys can keep going. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?" And just
trying to show my appreciation for them.
You do see that the bones are spread throughout the two undead mounds, but they form one. There's enough to make one.
I start putting together a skeleton puzzle.
Puzzle party as everybody gets together.
You did
and
say it fell into a puzzle on the floor. You did say that.
I don't remember saying
Yeah,
that.
you absolutely
Did
did.
I really say that?
Yeah, you did.
Wow, what a great clue.
Slowpoke wants to make it known he was on the right track.
You were.
I was on the right track,
You want to
guys.
help me with the skeleton
Yes, I
puzzle?
want to help you with the skeleton
Okay.
puzzle. I'm gonna put my sword. Oh,
tell
yeah.
you what.
Leg bones connected to the.
The leg bone, the foot bone's connected to the.
Let me
other
tell you,
foot.
that's not how that works at all.
If anybody can sing that song without looking up the lyrics,
Them bones, them.
No.
No, I can't.
I was gonna,
We have a skeleton right here that we can use as a guide.
It's
would you like to
true.
strip down?
No!
Cal, for the sake of humanity,
We have a.
for the sake of Neverland, we need you to be naked.
No!
Yeah.
I haven't. No!
Think about
No!
the good of humanity.
Yeah, and humanity's not doing anything for me, so we're good.
It's a bone. We've all seen bones.
Okay,
It looks like this.
can you at least help since you hope
Yes,
you know
I
what
will
you
help.
look like?
But no, I'm not stripping.
All right, then you have to assemble it because you can, you know.
Yes,
keep-
I will. I'm happy to do that.
All right.
Wait. No, move it.
No, that's not how it works.
I'm looking down. So
No,
I'm-
my left.
Okay.
Okay.
Cal, I will say.
Yeah.
It is Clementine's birthday. Go ahead and using the help of everyone here.
Yeah.
You're going to give me a medicine check.
Cal, can you at least take off your shoes?
Or Thistle, I will let you do this. You will take the medicine check.
Okay.
I can.
Well,
Go ahead.
I think it's only because Mine.
Both of you give me a
mine
medicine
is
check.
not as high as you would think
Mine's
that
a
it would be
3.
as a cleric. Yeah, mine's a 4.
I have pretty good
plus
medicine.
4.
You want me to do medicine?
Would you like to
I've
use-
never been a skeleton before, so I'm not as good at this.
Would you like to use the +5?
I would absolutely, even with that 5, it's a 13.
13. It takes a while. Cal's like looking down and he's kind of refusing to like get help and stuff like that. But you two of them spend a little bit of time, and after a while, you guys burn through a little bit of time, a lot of time. But you are able to piece together a fully formed skeleton. When the last bone is connected in, sure enough, the puzzle pieces all come together. The skeleton begins to shrink and shrink and shrink until it forms that of a skeleton key. Making way.
I was right.
Yeah.
I wasn't all the way right, but I was like 70% right.
70% of the time, it works
Every time. And it did. So, you're welcome. I'll take full credit for this one.
Okay.
I won't. I'm just kidding, guys. It's a
You
joke.
have the skeleton key.
Cool.
Do we leave the space?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
How many keys do we need?
Just 4.
Yeah, we need.
We have 3. We need 4 more.
Okay.
Only
It
6
takes
rooms.
2. Oh.
7 because we
It
have
takes
extra
7. We had.
And
We
there's
need
only
7.
6
We had.
rooms.
3.
There's only 6 rooms. How many have you been through?
We've been through 3.
Okay. So there's 3 more rooms. Okay. You leave the space.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we going to the next room?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on to those injuries, kids, and keep track of those spell slots. There we go.
Oof.
We head into the next room.
Cool, 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 cool.
You know what?
There is probably
Yeah?
enough bones
Yeah.
to- What?
One of them's gonna have 2
Clementine, do me a favor. Pick a number 1 through 3. You're going to determine the room that these guys go into.
Oh no.
One of them is Clem, just give me a number 1 through 3. One of them, they're going to wish they had rested for.
Cool, cool. Good thing I still have second wind.
Yeah.
I have all of my hit points though, so that's
Cool.
That's good.
That's awesome.
My arrow got fixed. I'm fine.
That's all you need.
Just 1 arrow.
Just an arrow.
As you guys head into this other room. Let's make sure she's in the chat. I don't want to put her on the spot if she had to pull. Okay, yeah. You're still with us, Clem, so number 1 through 3 if you're able to. Otherwise, I'm going to pick the room that I think you'll appreciate the most. As you guys take a second to catch your breath, who is holding on to the keys for me? Let's actually do that.
Oh, we were putting them into the door.
You're putting them into the door as you get them.
Yes.
So the next key as you come out.
I didn't know that, but now I know that.
Oh,
That's
then,
pretty smart.
then by all means, discuss as a group.
I had.
No,
I was
that's a
holding
smart
on to
idea.
mine. I didn't know we were putting in the door.
We
The
did
first
for the
one.
Now
first
put them
one.
in the door
We did
now.
it for the first one.
Yeah, so it
I'll
makes
do it
sense that
now.
we would continue the same
Cool,
thing.
cool, cool. Okay, so you just go over
Yeah.
and you click and then click, and so as they go in, there's the distinct sound of a click sound. Okay, the next room that you go into is a.
What is it?
It is a pitch black room.
I don't know, dark vision. Everything's fine.
For those of you that have dark vision, you are able to see through it. Inside the room is a small step stool that you would give to a child. It's made of wood. It's got like the 3-legged step stool, and there is a candle on the step stool.
It's not lit.
The candle is not lit. There is what looks to be a book of matches. If you would, any of you would know what a book of matches looks like, I would assume so. Yes, in Neverland. But next to it is a book of matches next to the candle. Who has dark vision? The 2 of you see this. Everyone else is like, what is happening?
It is dark.
Unless someone casts a spell.
Should we do some magic?
I'm gonna check for traps in the immediate vicinity.
Want me to
I'd
turn
like
on the
to-
lights?
Yeah. I go for
Oh,
it. I'm
do
gonna.
you have it?
No. I'm
Why?
gonna
What do you see?
we related.
She goes, you guys see I see a stool and there's a candle and a book of matches.
Oh, it's just like the candle
And
with the matches.
I want to detect magic, please.
Okay.
If I could.
I'm gonna in the
This
path.
candle.
investigation to check for traps.
Yeah.
You cast detect magic.
Light.
Also,
You cast light, so the space lights up.
So,
Woo! Thank God I had made.
Conjuration. The candle is emanating, is shining very, 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 very brightly of conjuration magic.
okay, relay that to the group.
Okay?
What's that mean? Conjuration. Like it makes things? It conjures a thing?
It could bring something into the space.
Oh, well, that's probably how we get the key then. Let's just light it on fire.
You know what just happened in that last one? It's probably about the same ordeal.
And we got the
23.
key.
23. There are, you check the walls, you check the floors, you check everything. There are no traps into the safe.
That's fair.
Which is odd to you because the only thing in this space is a small child step stool with a candle and a book of matches.
There's nothing else in there.
I jump over it.
Give me an athletics check.
19?
Super rad.
Yeah?
It's super
This
rad.
is not a
You're
Jack
so
B. Nimble
like,
style.
Whoa! You kind of land and do a little like.
I thought this might be a Jack B. Nimble sort of thing. It's not.
I want to pick up the box of matches and shake it to determine how many are in it.
Okay. There's, you take it, you shake it. There's one match.
There's one.
Let's light the candle.
Did we not already light the candle?
No. She cast light.
I cast light.
No, she didn't-
I'm gonna hold up
when
my
she
dagger
said light,
and
she
like.
did not
yeah.
light the candle. I listened. So there's light in the room because you would have known.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
And it was.
And the object I cast light on was my dagger. I'm just.
Also,
holding my
I'm
dagger up.
guessing we're going to need it to be dark with the candle being our only light source.
And it
It's
was
just a
glowing.
guess.
She was detecting magic.
And that's fine. I can stop it at any time.
Yeah. So let's. Can we light it?
Do we need to move the candle off the stool?
I would leave everything as is for now. Because what if it's a weird combo, and then we can start moving it around as we please.
Even if it triggers something to happen, that at least is us putting the key in the door.
I will light it if everyone will move away from the stool.
Back.
Do you want me to make the light go away?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or, yeah, does everybody agree?
Cal's walking back, loading up to get this thing in.
I stand behind Eris. I'm not moving.
She's not moving.
I drop light.
Flip, please move for me.
Flip doesn't move.
Look, it's her call. Just light it anyway.
No one else knows that she's not moving.
Oh, because it's dark.
Because
It
Thistle has put the sheath on the dagger as asked, like, and so.
I'm the only
let
one
me
that can
see
see
you,
it, I think.
please.
Yeah.
Clip, trust me.
I back up.
And I light
Did
it.
Edwin Reynolds back up?
Where's this guy?
Edwin Reynolds is as far back from the candle
Yeah.
as you can humanly be.
Good.
Edwin, are you far away?
Can't you see him?
He goes, take some steps forward. Yes, I'm at a safe distance, but not too far away.
Good
And then,
boy, get all the way back.
Good luck, you have this.
And I light the candle. I strike the match and
It's
light
you?
the candle. Yes.
Can't wait to roll.
Yours was great. Yours was great. I was very happy with yours. Yours was terrifying. Yours was real good. Yours was my favorite.
You have chosen.
As you take the match out and light the candle, you hear.
Is it puppies?
As the candle alights, suddenly you guys all look about the space, and there are 100 bubbies. 100 bubbies in the room. And you go like, wait a second. And as you guys all look down, one of you like shuffles your feet in order to like see the bubbies. And you see a small bell.
Oh no!
We had to pet all the puppies!
There's 100 bubbies and 100 bells.
Eris, I think you lit the candle. I think you have to pet the puppies.
I will pet every puppy
Eris
and
just
all
goes,
the other. Ding, ding,
And
ding,
she's
ding.
running around petting dogs and ringing bells and trying to do the greatest challenge that she has yet to face in this campaign, repeated 100 times over, and just spends the space, and that's where we're going to end tonight's episode. 100 bubbies and 100 bells as we go to pet it. It was suggested 2 weeks ago, and I knew you guys would have forgotten it. I think it was Ryan that was like, wouldn't it be weird if there was 100 dogs and 100 bells? Like, what are the odds of that happening?
Crazy!
It happened.
It happened.
I love that.
Write that down.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to tonight's very special Clementine birthday.
Happy
episode.
birthday!
Thank you so much. And for everybody in the chat, Wolfgren, everybody that donated and did bits and did +5, +10s, and
it was just real cool.
It was just
nice.
He's just some guy, you know.
When you know, you know,
King
you know.
Bashman, you are welcome here anytime. Thank you so much for your generosity tonight. We are going to go raid another channel to show the love. Don't forget, please stay safe with all the stuff that's going on out there. You can count your fingers, you can count your toes, you can to be around to do shows for you guys and provide distractions wherever you so need it.
Can I do the closer?
Go ahead.
And are we ever going to stop washing our hands?
Yeah!